Hello and welcome to this session on the example on using XProtect with non-video IoT devices utilizing Node-RED. I am Massimo LOMMI and I am Channel Business Manager for Milestone System. I am currently involved in South Europe Sales Department, but in the past I was a research and development engineer at Ericsson, where I worked for in software development, and then I was software architect and software manager in the end. As an hobby, I kept this hobby of developing code, basically, but I am, of course, now a software developer enthusiast that has done this, what you will see in 20 minutes, during my summer vacation. So it means that it's super easy to make for the vast majority of technicians out there. So the program, what's the program all about? The program is some context. What is the Internet of Things? What is Node-RED and what is it for? The architecture and design of choices of how to integrate Node-RED with XProtect. And finally, the demo to show you what I have done during my summer vacation. Well, if we want to start then, the Internet of Things. Well, the Internet of Things is, if you look at Wikipedia, it's described as a group of physical objects or group of physical objects that are embedded with sensors and with processing capability. And most of all, that can exchange data with other devices and systems over the internet or other networks. So the field here has evolved a lot due to the convergence of multiple technologies, including ubiquitous computing, commodity sensors, increasing powerful embedded system, and machine learning. And of course, the market, the segments where these applications can be used are a lot. And for instance, it can be consumer application like smart home or elder care. It can be organizational application like medical transportation, vehicle to X communication. It can be build and home automation. It can be manufacturing. It can be agriculture, food, whatever. So this means that basically the market of the Internet of Things is going to explode. Has exploded already, but it's going to explode even more. By some forecast says that in year 2020 we had 5.8 billion devices, while in 2025 we will have 64 billion IoT devices worldwide. That's a huge number. The market potential around that by 2025, it will be between $4,000 billion to $11,000 billion. It's a huge amount of money. And even recent searches says that the 50% of the enterprise of the project in this domain is driven by cost savings. And basically all the organizations think that creating value from IoT related data is something they cannot miss. So of course we have our view about that. So in less than 4 years, just 50% of the stream will be from fixed camera. Of course, the sensors will use machine learning, artificial intelligence, and these tools will be vital for analyzing the data. So this also opens up for a wealth of new opportunities, and metadata streams will be key in addition to video streams, because the metadata streams will describe what the video stream will take. Milestone System is a key player, of course, of now and in the future. And with when the information extracted from the videos gone hand in hand with the data coming from non-video devices, the open platform allows and will allow Milestone and its partners to grow their business by servicing an ever-increasing audience in need of extracting values from the videos, from data coming from the videos. So metadata streams, once again, here becomes key in order to really leverage on all the information that are included in the videos. So this is the Internet of Things space as it is and as we see it. Now let's talk about Node-RED. What Node-RED is? Node-RED is a tool to facilitate application development and allows an easy programming, an easy deployment, an easy design and deployment to leverage the yacht devices. Node-RED has been designed and delivered by IBM. It's a visual programming tool. It's under the Apache licenses 2.0, and mostly three very important things. One, allows a non-visual development environment that can allow the user, the programmer, between both, the programmer to graphically connect the nodes in order to achieve a result. Among all the available nodes that Connect has, when I say node, read kind of Lego bricks. So kind of bricks that can be bound together by wires, basically, that allows the user to easily deploy a program. Among the things that this node implement, there are the protocols that are some of the protocols that are on the basis of IoT, like for instance MQTT, REST, Modbus, OPC UA, BACnet, WebSocket, and these are just the perhaps most famous, but not for sure the only ones. And another very, very, very important thing is that Node-RED has a huge ecosystem made of around 3,500 contribution nodes, meaning that it has a very wide, very huge ecosystem, very huge community, and allows the customization and the writing of new Lego bricks or new nodes to improve the performance of Node-RED, to improve the capability of Node-RED. As I already said, it is a user-oriented no-code environment, and this is a typical program made in Node-RED, and it is the program that I will use during the demo. I will come to this later on, but this is, as you see, some Lego bricks, some nodes that are wired together to achieve a result. You can write, it is possible to write new nodes by using the Node-RED API, basically. It is possible to design a new node and to use the new node in your program, like for instance the login node to XProtect that I have developed. So how to develop nodes that let Node-RED interact with XProtect? Well, the thing is, let's first think of which could be the best integration that we can do with Node-RED. As you know, the Master Integration Platform offers three kind of possible integration if we leave apart the mobile one for now. But when it comes to using the full power of the SDK, we have protocol integration, we have component, we have plugin. All of those has advantages and disadvantages. Protocol. So if we forget for now about the plugin integration, well, we have to choose between protocol and component integration. Well, the perhaps natural choice would be on protocol integration, simply because the advantages of the protocol integration is that it is operating system and development agnostic, can enable, of course, high performance, and it is independent of which technology is used when integrating to XProtect. Why this? Because basically the integration is carried out on the network via operating system, any programming language, and integration via protocols, basically. So TCP, TCP/IP, sockets, SOAP, and the others. The thing here with protocol integration is that it is more complex, and the standard developer could have a lower output. So what if we could, instead using component integration, if you could use component integration, then we could have the power of MIP SDK at your fingertips for a faster development, for an easier interaction with the XProtect system, and with a lot more control on what is sent and received to and from XProtect. The disadvantage is that it requires .NET environment, but I hope and I believe it's not a big thing. The advantages then is ease development of new application and easy application into third-party applications. So if we go further on with the presentation, let me talk about a high overview of the architecture for integrating XProtect and Node-RED by using component integration. Node-RED is written in JavaScript. It is based on Node.js, and it is this upper part. Okay, the Milestone integration platform is written in .NET, in C#, and it is this lower part. How to integrate that? Well, it would be perfect if we could write a MIP component that could link the two technologies, JavaScript and .NET, together, so that we could have bilateral communication, meaning that we could call Node.js from .NET and vice versa, .NET from Node.js. It would be very good if we could be effective by using, for instance, CPU-bound code in .NET without blocking Node.js event loop. And also, it could be good if we could write Node.js extensions by leveraging on the power of the Windows platform by using .NET. The disadvantage, or at least the price we have to pay for that, is that we require to write a thin API layer to call C# from JavaScript and vice versa. But the question is, which is there a component, which is the component that could be used to link together JavaScript with .NET and achieve all of this in order to use component integration and link Node-RED together with XProtect? Well, the piece of software that is, by the way, freely available on the internet is called Edge.js. It allows the developer to write Node.js and .NET together in the same process, to run Node.js and .NET in the same process, and it can allow the communication from both sides, and what we have seen earlier. The kudos goes to these guys that have developed this component that is very, very, very useful in this case. So, what the code looks like, the essence of the required code from the Node-RED part, is this small piece, for instance for login, this small piece of code written in JavaScript. And if we look at Node-RED, well, this is a function node with some small code, some short code, in order to be able to log in to XProtect. This short code, of course, could be worked a little bit more in order to develop a full node, an actual and an official node in Node-RED that says when Node-RED is logged in, can handle login and logout and all the rest. So this on the JavaScript side. On the .NET side, we have this kind of code where basically we have a layer, here, and the actual code that allows the use of the MIP SDK. So as easy as this by using Edge.js. Given this, I will take a demo out of it in order to show you what has been done, what I have done. So this is the code that I have written. As you see, there's several things in here. The first is the node that will log into XProtect in order to make sure that Node-RED can interact with XProtect. The second is, well, if I push here, I will do that. If I push here, then the Node-RED will subscribe to alarms, will be able to receive alarms, and whenever an alarm that is triggered by XProtect is done, then this alarm will be published on MQTT network and received by the MQTT network. The same goes with 3 simulated sensors talking basically just MQTT. Whenever one of these sensors will trigger an event, this event will go on the MQTT network by using the MQTT broker, the standard MQTT broker, Mosquito for instance, and then this trunk will be an MQTT subscriber that will receive the MQTT from the sensor and push the event into XProtect. This when it comes to MQTT. When it comes to, for instance, the Modbus, a simulated temperature reader, here Node-RED will poll the simulated temperature sensor, and whenever the temperature will be over 60 degrees, over a given threshold, in this case 60 degrees, then an event will be sent to XProtect. And of course, even another simple thing, that is, whenever the user wants, can retrieve the alarm table from XProtect and show it in Node-RED. So let's start. I have already logged in, as you see. And let's go with this one. Let me first subscribe to alarms. This has been successfully subscribed. Then whenever I will trigger this event to XProtect, let me take this one. Whenever I trigger this into XProtect, like this, you see that the alarm has been triggered, of course, into XProtect, but most important, the alarm has already been received by Node-RED. By using what? By using the MQTT network. The same goes with the other way around, meaning sensor 1, 2, or 3 will trigger something into the MQTT network, and the MQTT network will transfer the message to the subscriber. The subscriber will push the event to XProtect. Let me show you. Once I do that, sensor 2, for instance, then the payload is okay. This has come here, but also it has come here. Event. MQTT sensor 2, once again, MQTT sensor 1, for instance, and in a while it will be also received here. Hopefully, yeah. Sensor 1. That's it. I didn't click earlier. Sensor 1. So this is this thing with with MQTT. The interaction between MQTT and XProtect can be done very easily by using Node-RED. If I instead switch to another topic, that is basically the Modbus. The Modbus is the same thing. Look, I have here my temperature sensor. The temperature sensors, let's pretend that this temperature sensor, this is the temperature that the system is reading right now, 25 degrees. If I switch on the sensor like this, you will see that the temperature reader, this one, oops, oh sorry, this one will start read, and it will be 25 every 10 seconds. I can change it, of course, 35, or let's pretend the temperature is now 41. I will activate it, and Node-RED will read the temperature, 41. Okay, but now what happens if the temperature goes above a given threshold, and the threshold is here, more than 60 degrees? Well, if I go over 60 degrees, like this, oops, like this, 62, then whenever the temperature is red, over temperature detected. So the event has been pushed into the into the XProtect system, and the smart client will show it. So by this new palette that has been implemented. Let me then switch off the temperature readers simulator, and also let me show you that it is possible to retrieve the alarm table from XProtect. That's it. And now we have one just alarm, that is the one that I triggered at the very beginning of this demo. And by just asking Node-RED to retrieve the alarm table by this palette, it is possible to access XProtect by the MIP, by the component integration, and show it in Node-RED. Well, this almost concludes my presentation. One thing I want to show you, one more thing I want to show you is that if I embed Node-RED into the management client like this, this is a plugin integration. If I embed Node-RED into the smart client, I can have a very, very smart, I can implement a very, very smart rule engine that can use all the technology that Node-RED allows to have. Okay, by this I have concluded my presentation. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm available, of course, for questions. Thank you very much, and goodbye.